Hello. Sometimes people will ask me, well, what's the big deal that the Apostle Paul or the Apostle Peter or James or any of the apostles or eyewitnesses of Jesus Christ, what's the big deal that they died for their faith? The 11 out of the 12 apostles died for their faith. You know, I use that to say, well, what they had to say was pretty, that they would all they had to do was stop preaching the gospel, stop proclaiming Jesus Christ resurrected, and they would have lived. But instead of stop proclaiming him, they chose to continue to spread the gospel and they died. They were martyred. A lot of Christians were martyred for that. And someone's asked me, well, some people ask, well, what's the difference from an Islamic terrorist killing themselves and other people with them compared to the Apostle Paul or the Apostle Peter being willing to be martyred? Okay, if you look at it, really look at it, and you dig deep and you critically think about it, there's a huge difference. First of all, the Apostle Peter, we'll just use him for an example. Now, he could go, we could use others, but we'll just stick with him. I don't want to get mixed up. The Apostle Peter he didn't kill himself with other innocent people. He actually didn't kill himself with anybody else. He was killed. He didn't take other people out with him. Okay, so that's a big part right there. He didn't take innocent lives. But on to another thing about martyrdom showing your sincerity. Well, that's true. Islamic terrorists, they really believe that Allah is God. They really believe that Muhammad is the true prophet of Allah. But guess what? All they have is their faith. The people that are the terrorists, they have no idea whether Muhammad truly did receive his visions from God. You you know who has the only you know who only knows that for a fact? Is Muhammad. Well, and God, that's it. It's based on one person's visions, one person's experience. So Muhammad, the people were at the mercy of what Muhammad told them. Now let's get back to the Apostle Paul. The Apostle Paul, he states that he saw the resurrected Jesus. That on multiple times, the resurrected Jesus Christ appeared to him. Jesus Christ either appeared to Paul or he didn't. Now, I had to have faith that he did. I don't have to, but I choose to have faith that he did. But the Apostle Paul didn't have to have, I said we'd use Peter. The Apostle Peter did not have to have faith whether Jesus appeared to him or not. He knew for a fact whether the resurrected Jesus appeared to him. When he was having the conversation, and Jesus said, "Do you love me, Peter?" Peter said, "Well, of course I love you. Then feed my sheep." "Do you love me, Peter?" "Of course I love you. Feed my sheep." Remember that? He knows for a fact whether he had that conversation with the resurrected Jesus. He knows for a fact whether he saw Jesus ascend into heaven. He knows for a fact about Pentecost and being filled with the Holy Spirit. He knows these things for a fact. Islamic terrorists who are willing to die for their faith, they don't know these things for a fact. Far from it. It's all faith. It's all hope. But see, the Apostle Paul and Peter, I use Paul again, Peter and Paul, all these 11 out of the 12 apostles, they had certainty. And I ask you, who would be willing to die for a lie? Who would be willing to die for something that they knew to be untrue? And remember, these people were hardline, these people were dedicated Jews before. Would they knowingly blaspheme God and die for a lie? That's a huge evidence that supports that Jesus Christ truly did resurrect from the dead. And that's something that the atheists have no answer for. And yes, that conspiracy theory that the apostles lied about Jesus resurrecting, that is alive. If you don't see it, I don't mean to. That's the myth theory is the leading candidate for atheists, but that's a silly argument. If you don't know anyone that conspires to the conspiracy theory, then you need to read more because it's out there. But it's a crazy theory because you can't get around the point. Peter, the Apostle Peter, he's either a liar, a lunatic, or he really saw Jesus Christ resurrect. It has to be one of those three. And with the Apostle Peter, would he die knowingly for a lie? All he had to say was, no, you know, Jesus didn't resurrect. And you think, oh, well, becoming a Christian, it got Peter scorned, it got him beaten, it got him imprisoned, it made his life a lot tougher. And it did not make him a very popular figure. In certain circles, he was popular, but he was hated among the Jews. So, among such a man, there's really no really true motivation for lying. That's why I don't believe he lied. He actually encountered on multiple times the resurrected Jesus Christ. We have no reason to question the Apostle Peter's or the Apostle Paul's testimony or witness. No reason at all. Now, I don't, Muslims, I don't question their sincerity. Now, when you kill an innocent person and you say, praise Allah, it, that's a little strange for me. I think that's awful, actually, pretty awful. But do they truly believe? Yeah. But they don't know for a fact either way. It's all faith. It wasn't all faith with Peter. So that's the difference. I hope you understand what I'm saying. So it's an incredible support for Christianity if you grasp this idea. Thank you, and God bless you guys.